Hello, this is Sakari, lead developer of OmniGeometry. In this video, I'm gonna go through the new features in version 1.3.9 of OmniGeometry. So, I'll start up OmniGeometry here, and first of all, one of the major new feature in this version is the drawing of point images. So, previously you could just draw these circles as points. But now you can load a point image that can be drawn at each point of the layer. So, for example, I can load this bitmap image here, open a tab, and boom, we have images rendered at each point. And of course, you can adjust these like in previous versions. They act exactly like points, so you can animate and scale and whatever. And yeah, so this feature alone is gonna expand how you can use OmniGeometry in a very big way, because you can bring in your existing designs, your existing images, existing vector shapes even into your scene. So here, for example, I can load multiple images here, and then I can see from this menu I can choose what point image is being rendered for each layer, and you can even load vector shapes, like I said. Let's delete these two, and let's load a vector shape. So you can also load SVG, scalable vector graphics format, as point images. For example, here I have an icosahedron shape. So I will bring that in, but of course the color is black in that, so let's choose a different color. So I can of course increase the radius of these points, and as you can see with these vector shapes the resolution is preserved, so these are rendered as vectors in OmniGeometry. So that's kind of cool. So you can now bring in your own creations that you have crafted in Adobe Illustrator or somewhere, some other vector program, and customize your scene with these very easily. Like this, for example. And with this you can very quickly expand whatever you can create with OmniGeometry to new horizons. So yeah, you can even use this as a single layer. If you want to bring in just one image, you can just have a layer with one point and have a point image there. And okay, so the other new feature that is pretty exciting is that you can actually now export your scene as a scalable vector graphics. So let me open up a bit more beautiful scene I made utilizing point images also. So here you can see I have a beautiful scene, and let's say I wanted to use this scene in my other OmniGeometry designs. So now I can export this whole scene as a SVG, and it says here that this is still an experimental feature when we have point images. So we're still testing this out in a way, and what this means is that sometimes when you export SVG or PDF with the point images being loaded from SVG, like this is using these icosahedrons here. They are loaded from SVG, like you can see here. So if you export this as a PDF, then sometimes it might result in blurry images, but so for best results you should export PNG if you want to use this in your designs at this moment. But we still wanted to release this version. We're gonna tune it in the future, hopefully get more accurate rendering of the SVGs also in the PDF and SVG. But the feature I was showing you was exporting this whole scene as a SVG. So I'll set the background to transparent here, and what I can now do is just export this whole scene as a SVG, and like you can see now from here, I have the file here, so it exported this scene as a SVG vector. Actually, if you have these point image vectors in a scene and you export to SVG, the images are being rasterized to bitmap images at this moment. So unfortunately, you cannot preserve the vectors when you export them to SVG. But inside OmniGeometry, they are freely scalable. So anyway, now what I can do with this, I can create a new scene. And let's put a canvas to lighter color. And now what I can do is actually just load that whole scene to these points. God damn, sorry. By loading a point image and choosing just the file that I exported here. So now we have this whole scene rendered as a part of this new scene. So this can really bring a fractal, bring completely new things available in OmniGeometry. So you can create one scene and then combine it to another scene to create like beautiful art, incorporating the fractal nature of exporting and importing your scene into another scene. So for example, you can create this kind of tiling patterns but as you can see here, if you scale these, the icosahedrons are being rendered as images. So unfortunately, we cannot export SVGs back as vectors. But you can already do a lot of cool stuff with this alone. So yeah, so that was another new feature of exporting SVG. Then we have this feature where you can, for example, if you're working on a scene with a default canvas color that you would like to have for all your scenes in the new scenes you create. So we have this feature of saving scene defaults. So if I now save scene defaults and create a new scene, then what happens is the canvas color and other settings were saved to user settings. And this means you can select, you can also like save layer colors. For example, if I choose line color or a point color, something custom, you can then save these defaults, and it will save also settings like the trace blend mode. It will save, let me check what all the features is gonna save. It's gonna save the viewport color, the canvas size, background color, trace opacity, trace mode, and layer colors. So for example, if I want to set always the canvas size to be exactly this size, and with these not so maybe pretty colors, but anyway, then I can just let's select maybe like a blue one. Well, that's kind of cool anyway. So now I can save these as the defaults. So now if I choose save, let's change that a bit. For example, this save scene defaults and create a new scene. Yes. So those defaults will be now used to create the new scene. And as you can see, also the blend mode is different now, and with this you can make it easier for yourself to create certain kind of scenes, and you can reset the scene defaults from here, and this will again use the default settings. And then we have another feature which is saving traces and the background image to the scene file. So if we, for example, if I trace a pattern here, for example, just let's do a quick animated pattern here, so you can see, for example, like this. Let's set a scale fade mode here. So I'll just show you one quick way to do. I'll be copying this without the animation. So now with this, we can easily create a nice this kind of pattern. And now, if I save this scene now, and I create a new scene, before that trace wouldn't have been saved, but now if I open that, nice, I have the trace there, and this also works with the background image and with the, so now I can store the tracing and continue testing out this trace pattern freely here, trying to see what I can come up with. Now the tracing is stored, so both of these will be saved. For example, something like, let's do a nice pattern here, like that. So now I can save this, and it will be loaded when I open the scene. So with this you can easily save your designs in a better way, and you don't have to worry about losing your traces. Okay, so that's the most basic features in this new version, and we've of course fixed a lot of things and polished a lot of things. For example, now this copying at point, vertex point feature works correctly. Before it didn't work. We kind of missed that in the last version. So with the dot button you can now correctly copy at different vertex points the layer. So we're pretty happy about this release, and we've been putting a lot of work in making sure every bug is fixed that we know, and that everything is working as intended. So hopefully there are no bugs in this release anymore, and I hope you enjoy using OmniGeometry 1.3.9. This was Sakari from OmniGeometry. Keep on creating sacred geometry, and hope to see you also in our Telegram group if you have the lifetime license, or if you're using OmniGeometry all the time. Then please join our Telegram group. We would like to see you there, exchanging ideas and sharing your creations to people. Anyway, so Sakari signing off. Bye bye.